Hey, this is attorney Elizabeth Potts-Weinstein, and today we're going to talk about, do you need a virtual mailbox or a registered agent or both? So let's talk about the difference between a virtual mailbox and a registered agent, because you might just need one of these, or you actually may end up needing both of those for your small business. So a virtual mailbox is a place to get the mail, which is kind of obvious from the fact that we're saying it's a virtual mailbox. The virtual part of it is typically that it's something that has an online portal and your interaction with it is online. So unlike a PO box or even a UPS store box or some other mailbox like little company that's at a mall shopping center, when you have a virtual mailbox service, there is some website that you go to and you sign in, or maybe there's an app on your phone, and you check your mail that way. Your mail is still going to a physical facility, obviously, but they scan in the mail, they scan the outside of the envelopes, and then you can log in and see which mail you want them to open or which mail you want them to forward to you or shred or recycle, throw away. So a virtual mailbox company, you can pick your address. So they'll have a number of different addresses in various different cities and towns across the United States and whatever other country that you're in. And you get to pick which address you want. Now, different companies work different ways. Some of them, like Earth Class Mail, all the mail actually goes to one place, one central place, which is in Oregon. And then those places that receive the mail just forward it there. So it's a very centralized system. Other apps like Anytime Mailbox or iPostal One, what they do is they contract with all kinds of different mailbox service places. These little stores that are at shopping centers that have mailbox services. And then that's where your actual mail is going to. And they keep it on site and scan it there on site. So there's a difference in those kind of different systems, but from your interaction with it as a user, it's pretty much the same because you log onto a website and you see your mail and then you can have it forwarded to you. Typically, the fee is a monthly fee. Sometimes you have the option to pay it annually, but if that's really just to get a discount. Otherwise, you pay a monthly fee that could be $7 a month, it could be $45 a month. It depends on how much mail you're getting and what services you need. They also kind of nickel and dime you, literally nickels and dimes, for all kinds of other things. So maybe you get a certain number of pieces of mail per month in your $10 a month plan, and then for every piece of mail more than that, they charge you 15 cents. That's what I mean. Now, a registered agent is something very different. So virtual mailbox, a lot of business owners need this if they're a digital nomad, if they work from home and they don't want to give out their address publicly, if they want an address in a city where they're not located. Registered agent is something different. This is something that is a requirement or could be a requirement from the state that you're in, where you're required to have a registered agent, an agent registered with the state, where a human person is on site to accept legal documents that are sent to you. And they may be sent to you via mail, or they may be delivered in person, served on you. If you're sole proprietorship, you're not required to have a registered agent. But if you're an LLC or corporation, in most states, but not all, you're required to have a registered agent. And that's really the purpose of them, is to get some documents for you that come by mail, like a notice that you have to pay your annual fee or something like that to the state. Or if you're getting sued, that is who can be served the lawsuit or whatever other legal documents that happen can go to that registered agent and then they forward it to you. Typically, registered agents, the fee is on an annual basis. So you pay it once, and that's for being the registered agent for the entire year. And the name of your registered agent gets filed with the state. Now, just like a mailbox, you can do this yourself. Okay, so you don't have to get a virtual mailbox. You can just have the mail come to your house. If you have a house or apartment, you can have the mail just come to you. Registered agent is a similar thing. If you're comfortable with your address being in the public record, you can just put your name on it. This makes a lot of sense if you have an office, of course. And if you work from home or your home or your apartment and you're okay with that address being public, then you can be your own registered agent. The issue for people, a lot of times with virtual mailbox or registered agent, is that they don't want their home address to be in the public record, so they can just avoid creepy people and stuff like that. So they want to pay somebody to have the address on the public record. So some of you may need just one or the other. You may just need a virtual mailbox because you just want to be able to accept mail in that city, or you want to be able to give out your mailing address and have it not be your home. But if you're a sole proprietorship or partnership, you don't have to have a registered agent. But if you're an LLC or corporation, you might, not every state does this, but you might be required to have a registered agent. And if you don't want to do it yourself, you don't want your address in the public record, then you pay someone to do it for you. Now, there are companies that do both, okay? So registered agent services, if whoever formed your LLC corporation may provide that for you. If you formed it yourself, you can just Google for different services. My general recommendation, if you don't have any other idea of who you want to use, is to use Northwest Registered Agent, but there's tons of them out there. The Virtual Mailbox service, the 3 that I have reviewed and I've done a review of and was probably posted by now is Anytime Mailbox, iPostal One, and Earth Class Mail. I have actually used all 3 of these companies and they all have their pluses and minuses. But there are also companies that do both. So you can actually hire someone and have them be your registered agent and be also able to get mail there. And typically are companies that also form LLCs and corporations. So Northwest does this, InkFile does this. Now also some of the local mailbox places will do this too. So I've seen some places where, not if you go through Anytime Mailbox or iPostal One, but if you just go to them individually to have a mailbox there, they will also do registered agent services. But every place is different. Some of them do that and some of them don't. Personally, I actually like having them be separate. You might save a little bit of money by putting them together, but typically not. Typically they charge you the fees completely independently and it's not like a package for both of them. So I think it's good to have 2 separate companies, because what if something happens to one or the other of them? The idea is this way you have 2 different ways to have someone be able to contact you. And it makes it much less likely that you're going to be completely losing all of your mail, especially for really important things like make sure you get information from the government on when you need to file a form or pay a fee. Again, this is attorney Elizabeth Potts Weinstein. If you have any questions about what we've talked about today, feel free to post them in the comments below and I'll try to point you in the right direction. Thumbs up if you found this video helpful, subscribe for more videos like this. And if you have even more questions or you'd like to have further communication with me, you can sign up for the Patreon or join the free Discord. Links for that are below. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.